And welcome into the Farm Families of Mississippi Player of the Week segment here on the Varsity Voices podcast presented by C Spire, where we take time and we sit down and we chat with our player of the week. And we told you on the podcast this week, our player of the week is quarterback George Wilcox from the Leake Academy Rebels. George, thanks for joining us. And hey, congratulations on being player of the week.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, so you had a big game. I mean, and you didn't even play but like half the game. 12 out of 19, 323 yards and 5 touchdowns. You played in just 2 quarters against Canton Academy. So how was that game? Obviously, you guys went on to win, but how was that game for you, and how's your season been going so far?
Yes, sir. I think we did a great job in practice throughout the week, just taking everything serious and treating it like taking game reps. So we came out and we were prepared. We had a really good game plan put together. And I probably left a couple more out there, but we did a really good job. And we've done a really good job all season of just staying composed and going through adversity and, just coming out and being really explosive on offense. That's what we try to do.
Yeah, and that league offense is explosive. I'm looking at the stats here. You 66 out of 111, 18 touchdowns, and number of passing yards, over 1,000 yards so far. And so really getting it rolling there for Leake Academy. But you were the number one passer coming back from last year, and I know you work with like Wyatt Davis in the off season. So what do you do with Wyatt, and how does that kind of help you prepare for the season?
Yes, sir. Wyatt does a great job of, preparing you for any looks you may see in the game, including he'll knock you off your spot and make you move a little bit and throw outside the pocket and extend the play a little bit. I think that's probably where he's helped me the most in my game is he's really made me a better scrambler. And then when I do scramble, to keep my eyes downfield and be able to still put the ball on target when I scramble. And he does a great job within the pocket too. Wyatt knows his stuff. He's really good with quarterbacks, especially feet and anything lower half. He's excellent in that respect.
Yeah, and you talk about scrambling. We talk about you're not a small kid. You're a really big kid. Even for a quarterback, you're big. Even
Yes,
for an
sir.
offensive lineman, and even for an offensive lineman in high school, you're big.
Yes, sir.
But everybody that watches you says, "Man, he's good at throwing," but he can run the ball too. And you do you want to run more, or are you just thinking about pass first, or is Coach Pickens, and then they say don't run it, or what? But because I know I've seen you move. I was there for the state championship when you at Jackson Academy when you dove over the goal line right there against Park Lane. So I know you can move a little bit.
Yes, sir. Kind of our philosophy behind that is that we want to keep my jersey clean as much as possible, kind of as we say. So we want to keep me off the ground a lot. But when it matters, they tell me we're going to strap it on and we're going to ride you because they know I'm willing to run the ball. And I think that comes a lot with, just playing other sports and being, being around athletics all the time as a kid and just, being a playmaker. I think that side of me comes out, especially in big games when we need me down the road.
Yeah, and let's talk about that. Do you play any other sports there at Leake Academy, or you just focus on football, or you play any sports even if you don't play for the school? Is there anything you still like to get out and shoot basketball or do anything with the guys?
I love to play pickup basketball with my friends. I don't play pickup. I mean, I don't play at the school, and I won't play around football season, but I will play pickup basketball. We get really competitive. Me and my friends are kind of like brothers, and we'll get at it in some basketball. I like to play golf. I really like golf. Me and my friends, same thing. We play that all the time. And I played baseball for 2 years in high school, and then I kind of had a little shoulder issue, so I kind of dropped that as a precautionary issue.
Yeah, imagine folks in Madden getting competitive about basketball.
Yes,
Whoever
sir.
would have guessed that, right? You
Yes,
need
sir.
to get a little. You get a little one-on-one with Philip Prince. I think I'd like to see Wilcox match up with Philip Prince.
Yeah, I can't imagine. He'd have gnawed my ear off by the end of that.
Yeah. So, but right, Philip Prince, he's the Prince of Madden down there. But as far as when you're not playing sports, what else are you doing? You video games, cars, hunting, fishing. Outside of football, when you get a chance to take a little bit of a break for yourself, what are some things that you like to do?
Yes, sir. I like to duck hunt and I like to deer hunt and I like to fish as well. But I also just like every once in a while just hanging out with my friends is kind of what I like to enjoy. We'll always find something to do. We might play pickleball, just throw the baseball around, whatever. I mean, we just always find something to do, make up a little game. I love to play golf, like I said, we do that a lot. So that's how I spend most of my free time.
And as fast and as hard as you throw the football, I don't think I want to stand anywhere near you when you get with the pickleball racket or anything like that. I think I'd be afraid for my. And it's coming from someone that played college tennis or junior college tennis. I still don't know if I'd want to step in front of you when you got a pickleball racket in your hand. But one thing I do like to ask about is pregame rituals or game day rituals. Is there anything that you have to do? Do you have to eat anything? Is there a snack that you got to have? Maybe if you're going somewhere or if you're there in the locker room in Madden before the game, is there anything like that you do?
I'm not very superstitious at all. I don't really believe. I believe you go out there and play, and if you prepare and do what you're supposed to do during the week, you're going to execute at a high level no matter what you do. I mean, all of that just leads from training coming in. But I do have a specific playlist I like to listen to before the games, and then I have a specific stretch that I'll do leading into the game. But other than that, I'm just chill, trying to just stay off my feet and just mentally getting ready for the game.
Okay, you brought up the playlist, and that was one thing I had on my list of questions over here. I was going to ask if Coach how the if Coach Pickens, because I know he loves his music, right? And I didn't know if he picks music for practice or if he picks music for the locker room, because I've done baseball games there at Leake Academy, and if DJ Pickens is up there, you never know what's going to come out of the speakers when Coach
That's
Pickens
right.
is on the is jamming and stuff. So does he pick any kind of music, or do he let the players do that, or does he make y'all listen
He
to his music on the drive to the game, or what?
Nah, he lets us have fun with what and he lets us listen to what we wanna listen to, but during practice, actually, Coach Robbie Robertson does our music, and, Coach Piggins has voiced his, hatred towards Coach Robbie's music all the time during practice, so that's something you would have to take up with those 2. They don't really agree with music taste.
Okay, we might have to tell Palmetry to mention that on a coach's
That's
show
right.
this week, or something. So that's interesting. But yeah, I did a baseball game there, and he did like some old school like TV show themes. It's not even music; it's just a show theme. He starts playing at the baseball field. So yeah, that's
Yes,
Coach
sir.
Pickens. That's Coach Pickens, though. But
Yes,
well, so
sir.
what final thing we like to do for our players of the week is give you an opportunity to give a shout out, give a message to whoever you want to, teammates, family, anyone like that. The floor is yours right now.
Yes, sir. I think I'd mainly just want to thank my coaches and teammates for all the hard work they put in and allow us to be successful and, you know, execute at a high level. I mean, that's really something we talk about a lot is just execution. And to be able to do that, you have to have guys that are bought in and, willing to do whatever it takes to help the program be successful. And I wouldn't be anywhere. I'm not saying I'm anywhere, but I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for my family and what they mean to me. I mean, I'm really close with both sides of my family. My first cousins on both sides are like brothers and sisters to me, and they're very supportive. And they've always told me to, to just stay all they're gonna stay on me now. They'll make sure I'm doing right, but uh, they're very good and support me. And I couldn't ask for a better family and group of surrounding cast. I mean, it really is a blessing to be a part of the Leake Academy family, and not only that, but my family as well.
George Wilcox, this week's Farm Families of Mississippi Player of the Week here from the Varsity Voices podcast. As Player of the Week, George is going to get a T-shirt, and we'll get that to him, and hopefully get a picture of him and get it put out on our social media channels. Well, George, we appreciate you for joining us and making some time. Good luck in the game this week against Oak Hill.
Yes, sir. Thank you.